UK citizens were told their country would become impoverished if they voted to leave the EEC, the precursor to the EU, in 1975, reflecting Project Fear's sweeping statements about leaving the bloc today. Unearthed documents have revealed, in 1975, the UK held a referendum on membership of the EEC, with 67% voting to stay. A leaflet printed at the time by the Federation of Conservative Students sheds light on the scare tactics used to tell voters about what would happen if the UK left the bloc, and they are astonishingly similar to the Project Fear claims of 2016. The documents entitled "Europe Helps the World" argued that the UK can better help the Commonwealth by being a member of the single market and faces economic disaster outside it. It read, "Outside the community, an impoverished Britain would have only a modest role to play in helping the third world. But as part of the community's radical and progressive approach, we have a highly valuable part to play in ensuring the level of discrepancy between the rich and poor is removed. Let's use it and stay in the group." Made the argument that the UK has inherited obligations to Commonwealth countries due to the colonial actions of the British Empire. It claims the EEC broke down restrictions by allowing for free trade and cites a number of ways the community assisted developing nations, including the European Investment Bank. The document went on to claim that Commonwealth countries are not willing to revert to their previous relationship. It stated, "The Commonwealth now enjoys all the advantages with the whole community that, formerly, it had only with Britain. No wonder they are most certainly not willing to revert to their pre-entry position with Britain." Then, it made the argument that leaving the EEC would be economically crippling for the UK, leaving it unable to properly fulfill its obligations to the Commonwealth. It described a UK outside the bloc as impoverished, but did not cite any evidence for this. In the run-up to the 2016 referendum, and still now, Remainers used these Project Fear arguments of economic devastation outside the EU. George Osborne, Chancellor of the Exchequer during the 2016 referendum campaign, was well known for his doomsday speeches. He said in May 2016, "We'd be heading towards a poorer Britain. We'd be surrounded by uncertainty. The financial system would be volatile, and it builds up to a profound economic shock if Britain leaves the EU," he added. "This is what happens if Britain leaves. The economy shrinks, the value of the pound falls, inflation rises, unemployment rises, real wages are hit, so too are house prices, and as a result government borrowing goes up." The central conclusions of today's Treasury analysis are clear. A vote to leave will push our economy into a recession. Within 2 years the size of our economy, our GDP, would be at least 3% smaller as a result of leaving the EU, and it could be as much as 6% smaller, despite the Brexit vote 2 years ago. Unemployment has decreased to 3.8%, the lowest since 1974, according to the Office of National Statistics. What's more, wages have increased by 1.5% in real terms since the first quarter of 2018.